Here we're kicking off another chain rule problem, 4 cosine of 2x plus 5 cosine squared of x. Before we take this derivative using the chain rule, there's one way in which you should definitely rewrite this expression so as to remind yourself the chain rule is being involved. So I'm going to do a little bit of erasing real quick. I'm going to get rid of this cosine squared and instead, let's clean this up, put it in parentheses and square the whole thing. So cosine squared is another way of saying cosine is all being squared. So whether you're looking at something like tangent cubed of x or sine to the fourth of x or cosine squared of x, I always want you to rewrite this as tangent of x cubed or sine of x to the fourth or cosine of x squared. So that's something you're going to be encouraged to do when you do a chain rule problem like this. So now that I've done that, I can go ahead and proceed with the derivative. So let's say f prime of x equals, the derivative of 4 cosine would be negative 4 sine of 2x. We have to take the derivative of that inside function per the chain rule. The inside function is 2x, its derivative is just 2, so we're going to say times 2. And then we have some chain rule going on here. This 2 is the outermost function. Cosine of x is inside this parentheses. The squared is the outermost function. So when I take the derivative of that, it's almost as like I'm taking the derivative of x squared. That power of 2 will come down in front, multiply by the 5 to make 10. Cosine of x still left on the inside of the parentheses. You don't touch the inside function just yet. So you take the derivative of the outside function, 2 comes down, the new power is 1. And then we say times the derivative of the inside function. This time the inside function is cosine, the derivative of cosine is negative sine of x, and now we have our answer. Of course we could clean this up a little bit and call this negative 4 times 2 is negative 8 sine of 2x. And we have plus 10 times cosine of negative times negative sine would be negative 10 sine x cosine of x. This is kind of tricky because there may be some identity you might not have remembered from pre-calc. That identity is that sine of 2x is equal to 2 sine x cosine x. So this is 10 sine x cosine of x, so that ends up being 5 times this guy. So we have negative 8 sine 2x minus 5 times sine of 2x, and for a final answer of negative 13 sine 2x.